Godless! Homeowner! It's good to be warm. But, you know, I think our bed might need some breaking in.
Listen.
His freshly
baked bread.
When his freshly baked bread rolled around.
Why don't we discuss it in the bedroom? It's too fucking loud in here, shut up! Alright, what is it?
Right, here it goes. For a while now, I've been looking differently at the world, and the things that I want from it. It's not that dragons were rising from the grave, or that war has split this country in two. Thought it might have been, but it's me who's not the same. Not since I met you. Knowing you changed me.
I wouldn't say you're so different.
Love, you've known the best of me, but you haven't known the worst. It wasn't too long ago my life was just roaming from place to place. A dissipated brute, never sure of what I wanted. I know what I want now. I know that what I was really looking for was you. You are my home. No matter how far we wander, if you let me, I'd like to be your refuge too. I can't promise you everything will always be perfect, or easy. That's not how life works. But I will always fight for us. And I'll do everything I can do to give you the life you deserve. Love, will you marry me?
Yes, of course!
Divines, you've made me the happiest man who's ever breathed.
Wait. Before we do this, you said I haven't known the worst of you. Well, I think it's time I told you about the worst of me. There's someone in Falkreath I want you to meet.
Perhaps we could pick up the pace a little? My boots are starting to slosh.
The rest of you just go wait in the tavern. We'll be back.
I often wonder if this place is disturbed by the spirits of its dead.
I would say the graveyards are a place of rest, but that's not always the case, is it? You're probably wondering why I dragged you to a graveyard. This grave exists because of the Thalmor. And this grave is why I detest the Thalmor with every fucking fiber of my being. It all started with my bastard brother, Björn. He was a wizard, and he studied at the College of Winterhold. Do you remember Ancano, that piss elf who harnessed the Eye of Magnus? I didn't go to the college to learn magic. I went there to kill him. Because he taught my brother the foul art of necromancy. My brother wanted to bring back our mother. My mother had died in childbirth, giving birth to me. Of course, it wasn't my fault. It was one of those things that couldn't be helped. But still, he detested me. All for that. Something I could not control because I was a baby. So we asked Ancano to teach him, knowing Ancano was a powerful wizard. Ancano agreed, but only if he would sell out our village as Talos worshippers. The Thalmor had dossiers on everyone in that village, and they knew we were Talos worshippers, and so he had my brother confirm it. My brother, Torvald, and my father and I were in Whiterun when it happened. The Thalmor came, and they razed my village to the ground. The only survivors had been Björn and the love of my life. And that's whose grave we're standing at right now. Idrun was the alchemist in my village. She was the most beautiful creature. I miss her every day. Idrun was so traumatized by what she saw during the Thalmor attack, and so traumatized by what happened, to her. They beat her senseless. And so she poisoned herself with nightshade. I came back from hunting to find her on the floor of her cabin, covered in vomit and bloody foam. And that day, my world shattered. I left Skyrim. I knew the Thalmor would be hunting me down. I knew my brother would send them after me specifically. And so I accepted it. I thought, well, if I'm going to be their enemy, I may as well make the most of it. I traveled across Tamriel, from Cyrodiil to Valenwood and to Hammerfell, fighting the Thalmor the whole way. I wanted revenge for what they did. And finally, my father and brother told me that they knew where Björn was hiding. He was holed up in Northwatch Keep. And so I went there, and I slaughtered every single fucking piss elf in the place. I found my brother in his study. He had a Draugr on a chain. That Draugr had the most beautiful blonde hair. I knew exactly who it was. He did it simply to spite me, because he knew I was coming back. He brought Idrun back from the dead as a mindless husk. I hacked him to fucking pieces, just like I did with Ancano. But first I had to end her suffering. I'm not sure she felt anything at all. But I felt it as if it had been driven into my own chest when I put that dagger through her heart. I'm forever going to miss her.
I'm sorry. I know how hard it is to say goodbye.
I wish I hadn't gone hunting that day. I wish I'd been there for her. I wish I could have saved her.
I believe you would have, had it truly been in your power. But so many things in this world are beyond our control. You can't blame yourself for that. I know it's hard to see beyond the pain, but given time, their memory will hurt less and begin to give you strength. Until that time, take no shame in grieving.
Some of my heart will always be buried in this patch of ground, with her. But the rest of it, I give to you. Because I love you, and I know she would want me to be happy again. Now, let's go see about the wedding, shall we?
Blessings of the Eight Divines upon you. How may I help?
Need something?
Are you able to marry us at this temple?
You wish to be married? It's good to see love blossoming even during these difficult times. Your wedding will be held tomorrow, from dawn until dusk.
Are you ready to do this, love?
I am. Are you?
Never been so sure. Something in my life.
Ah, here's the blushing bride now. Let's begin the ceremony. It was Mara that first gave birth to all of creation and pledged to watch over us as her children. It is from her love of us that we first learned to love one another. It is from this love that we learn that a life lived alone is no life at all. We gather here today under Mara's loving gaze to bear witness to the union of two souls in eternal companionship. May they journey forth together in this life and in the next, in prosperity and poverty, and in joy and hardship. Do you agree to be bound together in love, now and forever?
I do. Now and forever.
Do you agree to be bound together in love, now and forever?
I do. Now and forever.
Under the authority of Mara, the divine of love, I declare this couple to be wed. I present the two of you with these matching rings, blessed by Mara's divine grace. May they protect each of you in your new life together.
I'm a married man. I never thought this happiness would be mine.
How do you like it?
I've always felt bound to you. By honor, then friendship, then love. And now, in the eyes of the gods, it feels right.
Glad they pinned you down then?
Oi, who did the asking here? Pretty sure I was the one to pin you down. Though, speaking of that,